Have you ever wanted to build an argument that's so solid it's just unshakable? Well, today we're giving you the blueprint. We're going to break down the 5 pillars that can support pretty much any claim and turn a simple idea into a case that's impossible to ignore.
I want you to think about it like this. A really strong argument is kind of like a house. If you don't have solid pillars holding up the roof, the whole thing is just gonna come crashing down. An idea all by itself is just a roof floating in midair. It needs a real foundation to actually stand. So, that roof, that's your topic sentence. It's the main point, the big claim you're making. But honestly, it's pretty useless without some strong pillars holding it up. And today, that's exactly what we're gonna learn how to build. Okay. Here's the blueprint for our little construction project. We're going to go through the 5 core pillars: reasons, facts, statistics, quotations, and examples. And then we'll check out a more advanced move, the power paragraph, which shows you how to combine them to make your arguments truly rock solid. First up, pillar number 1, reasons. Now, this is the most fundamental kind of support you can have. It's the part that answers the question everyone in your audience is already thinking. Okay, but why should I believe you? Reasons give the logical why behind your claim. So, for example, if your big idea is we should preserve rainforests, look at how these points give logical support. It's not just some vague feeling. These are clear, distinct arguments. You've got a genetic library, ecosystem stability, the potential for new medicines, and hey, even creating jobs. Each one gives a really solid why. All right, moving on to pillar number 2, facts. You can think of these as your heavy hitters. Facts are those objective, verifiable bits of information. They're not just opinions, they're things you can prove. They add this incredible layer of credibility that shows your argument is actually grounded in reality. And this is where you see the power of facts in action. You can state things that are, simply undeniable. The rainforest is a habitat for the Bornean orangutan. It is home to the Rafflesia flower. You can't really argue with that, right? These details make the whole argument feel so much more tangible and real. Pillar 3, statistics. This is where we can build a case that's not just strong, but actually dramatic. If facts tell you what is true, statistics tell you how much it matters. Numbers have this unique ability to show the scale of an issue in a way that words sometimes just can't. It's really all about communicating scale. I mean, saying a lot of forest was lost is okay, but it's pretty vague. But saying 2.7 million hectares were lost, whoa, that number just grabs you. It's precise, it's powerful, and it's pretty much impossible to ignore. And a good visual, like this chart here, can make a statistic even more impactful. You can see right away that one specific industry, palm oil plantations, is responsible for over 30% of the problem. It doesn't just quantify the issue, it points a finger at a major cause. Our 4th pillar is quotations. This one is all about answering the question, yeah, but who else says so? When you use a quote from an expert or a respected group, you're essentially borrowing their credibility to make your own argument stronger. It's like adding an expert voice to your team. Hearing this from Dr. Lim-Swee Chang, who is a respected environmental scientist, just adds so much weight to the point. Suddenly, it's not just you saying it anymore, it's an expert. And notice how the quote reframes the whole issue. It's not just about trees, it's about losing a library of knowledge. Powerful stuff. And then you bring in a major international player like the World Wildlife Fund. When they say it's a responsibility we all share, the whole argument gets elevated. It's not some small local issue anymore. It's a matter of global importance. This quote adds this incredible sense of urgency and shared duty. And finally, we've arrived at our 5th pillar, examples. This is the for instance part of your argument. Examples are what take these big, abstract ideas and make them concrete, relatable, and easy to remember. They show your point in action, which makes it so much easier for people to understand. These specific stories do way more than just saying ecotourism works. They show it. You can actually picture the local guides on the river or the Orang-Asli groups in the forest. These examples prove that conservation isn't just some lofty ideal. It has real, tangible, positive effects on people's lives. Okay, so you've got the 5 individual pillars down. Ready to level up? Let's get into a more advanced technique, the power paragraph. This is where we start combining different pillars to build an argument that is just incredibly strong and deeply layered. So here's the secret. You don't have to pick just one. In fact, the absolute strongest arguments weave different kinds of support together. Think of it like a recipe.
You might start with a solid reason, back it up with a hard fact, and then bam, you drive the point home with a killer statistic. And here is a perfect example of how it all clicks together. You start with the logical reason: we need to protect biodiversity. Simple enough. Then you add a very specific fact: this is the only habitat for the Malayan tiger. And finally, you land the emotional punch with a shocking statistic: there are fewer than 200 of them left in the wild. You see how that combination creates an argument that's just, wow, it's almost impossible to refute. So there you have it. You've got the blueprint, you've got the tools, you have the 5 pillars and the recipe for a power paragraph. Now the only real question left is, what powerful arguments are you going to build?